The Amish communities, known for their simple, self-sufficient lifestyles rooted in religious principles and a deep respect for nature, have long practiced traditional methods of chicken keeping that emphasize sustainability, humane care, and natural nutrition. These practices stem from their commitment to living in harmony with the land, avoiding modern technologies, and relying on time-honored techniques passed down through generations. In the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, Ohio, and other regions where Amish farms dot the landscape, chicken husbandry is not just a chore, but an integral part of daily life, providing eggs, meat, and even companionship while teaching values of hard work and stewardship. Unlike industrial farming, where efficiency often trumps animal welfare, Amish chicken keeping prioritizes the well-being of the flock, ensuring that birds live in environments that mimic their natural behaviors as closely as possible. One of the foundational tricks in Amish chicken care is the emphasis on free-range systems. Amish farmers typically allow their chickens to roam freely during the day, scratching in the dirt, pecking at insects, and foraging for grasses and seeds. This not only keeps the birds healthy and active, but also enriches the soil through natural fertilization. The coops, often simple wooden structures built by hand, are designed to protect against predators like foxes or hawks, with secure doors that are locked at night. Straw bedding is commonly used, especially in colder months, to provide insulation and absorb moisture, preventing issues like foot problems or respiratory ailments. Regular cleaning of the coop is a must. Amish families might dedicate specific days to mucking out the old bedding and replacing it, turning the waste into compost for their gardens. This cycle of waste management is a clever way to maintain hygiene without relying on chemical disinfectants, aligning with their aversion to synthetic products. When it comes to selecting breeds, Amish keepers often favor hardy, dual-purpose varieties like Rhode Island Reds, Plymouth Rocks, or Orpingtons, which are good for both egg production and meat. These breeds are resilient to weather changes and require less intensive care, fitting the Amish lifestyle where electricity and automated systems are absent. Chicks are usually hatched naturally under broody hens rather than in incubators, promoting stronger family bonds within the flock. If purchasing chicks, they source them from neighboring Amish farms or trusted local hatcheries that adhere to similar principles, avoiding genetically modified or commercially altered strains. Raising chicks involves providing a warm, draft-free brooder area, perhaps a corner of the barn heated by body warmth from other animals, and gradually introducing them to the outdoors as they feather out. Predator control is another key trick in Amish chicken maintenance. Without electric fences or high-tech alarms, they rely on natural deterrents like guard dogs, geese, or even donkeys that roam the property. Fencing is sturdy and buried underground to prevent digging predators, and trees or bushes around the coop offer shade and hiding spots. Some Amish use reflective objects or wind chimes to scare away birds of prey. This proactive approach minimizes losses and keeps the flock calm, as stressed birds lay fewer eggs and are more prone to disease. Health management in Amish chicken keeping is preventive and holistic. They monitor their birds daily for signs of illness, such as lethargy or unusual droppings, and use natural remedies when needed. For instance, apple cider vinegar added to water, about 1 tablespoon per gallon, is a common practice to boost immunity, aid digestion, and deter parasites. Garlic or herbs like oregano might be mixed into feed for their antimicrobial properties. In cases of worms, pumpkin seeds or diatomaceous earth, a natural powder, are sprinkled in the dust baths where chickens naturally roll to clean themselves. Vaccinations are rare, as Amish philosophy leans toward building natural resistance through good husbandry rather than medical interventions. If a bird does fall ill, it's isolated to prevent spread, and severe cases might lead to humane culling to maintain flock health. Now, turning to nutrition, which is perhaps the most critical aspect of Amish chicken care, their methods focus on providing a balanced, natural diet that supports growth, egg production, and overall vitality without commercial additives. Amish farmers understand that what chickens eat directly impacts the quality of eggs and meat, so they prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. A core component is foraging. By allowing free-range access, chickens consume a diverse array of insects, worms, greens, and seeds, which provide essential proteins, vitamins, and minerals. This natural intake reduces the need for supplemental feed and results in richer, more flavorful products. Eggs with deep orange yolks high in omega-3s, and meat that's tender and nutrient-dense. Supplemental feed is carefully prepared or sourced. Many Amish mill their own grains using horse-drawn equipment to grind corn, oats, wheat, barley, and peas into a mash. This feed is often fermented to enhance digestibility and nutrient absorption. Soaking grains in water for a day or two creates a probiotic-rich mixture that promotes gut health in the birds. Fermentation also reduces anti-nutrients like phytic acid, making minerals more available. A typical Amish chicken feed might include 60% grains like corn and wheat for energy, 20% protein sources such as peas or fish meal from sustainable sources, and 20% greens or supplements. They avoid soy-based feeds due to concerns over processing and potential GMOs, opting instead for locally grown alternatives. Kitchen scraps play a big role in Amish chicken nutrition, embodying their waste not, want not ethos. Leftover vegetables, fruit peels, bread crusts, and even dairy like skim milk or cheese rinds are fed to the birds, providing variety and reducing household waste. However, they are cautious: no moldy food, onions, or chocolate, as these can be toxic. In winter, when foraging is limited, they supplement with sprouted grains. Soaking seeds until they sprout increases vitamin content, especially vitamin E for reproductive health. Hay or alfalfa is offered for roughage, helping with digestion. For laying hens, calcium is crucial to prevent soft-shelled eggs. Amish keepers provide crushed oyster shells or egg shells baked and ground to kill bacteria in a separate feeder, allowing birds to self-regulate intake. Grit, like small stones or sand, is essential for grinding food in the gizzard since chickens lack teeth. This is often scattered in the run or provided in bowls. Protein needs vary by age and purpose. Chicks get higher protein, around 20 to 22% for growth, often from starter feeds mixed with chopped greens. Layers need about 16 to 18% protein, while meat birds might get 20% to fatten up. In Amish practices, protein comes from natural sources, insects from pasture, or home-raised mealworms. Some communities raise black soldier fly larvae on compost, a sustainable protein boost. Water is always fresh and clean, changed daily to prevent algae or bacteria. In hot weather, electrolytes from natural sources like a pinch of salt or vinegar help hydration. During molting season, when birds shed feathers and egg production drops, Amish increase protein and add supplements like flaxseed for omega-3s to speed recovery. Seasonal adjustments is a smart trick. In summer, shade and cool treats like frozen vegetables keep birds comfortable. Winter brings challenges. Coops are insulated with hay bales, and warm mashes, cooked grains, provide internal heat. Snow is melted for water if needed. Community plays a role too. Amish often share knowledge at gatherings, trading tips on feed mixes or breed selection. Butchering days are communal, where families process birds humanely, quick and respectful, often air-chilled for better texture without water absorption. These methods yield superior products: eggs free of antibiotics, meat without hormones. Consumers seek Amish-raised chicken for its taste and ethics, as seen in markets where labels boast Amish-style farming. Expanding on foraging, Amish pastures are rotated to prevent overgrazing, keeping grass lush and bug populations high. Chickens control pests naturally, benefiting crops. This integration, chickens following cattle to eat fly larvae, creates a symbiotic farm ecosystem. In terms of specific feeds, let's delve deeper. Corn provides carbohydrates but is fed sparingly to avoid fatty birds. Oats add fiber, calming nervous flocks. Barley ferments well. Peas offer protein without soy. Fish meal, if used, is from wild-caught sources for omega-3s. Kelp or seaweed adds iodine and minerals, supporting thyroid health. Herbs are incorporated: thyme for respiratory support, mint to deter rodents. Dust baths with wood ash kill mites. For meat production, birds are raised slower, taking 12 to 16 weeks versus industrial 6 to 8, resulting in firmer, flavorful meat. Egg care involves collecting multiple times daily to keep nests clean, reducing breakage. Amish avoids lights to force laying in winter, letting nature dictate cycles for longevity. This holistic approach not only sustains the flock, but embodies Amish values, simplicity, sustainability, and respect for creation. By following these tricks, anyone can adopt elements for healthier, happier chickens. Continuing to expand for length, the history of Amish chicken keeping traces back to their Anabaptist roots in Europe, where small-scale farming was norm. Upon settling in America, they adapted to new climates, refining methods. Today, amid industrial agriculture, their ways stand out as resilient. Detailed feeding schedule, morning scattered grain, midday scraps, evening full feed. This mimics natural eating patterns. Common issues and solutions: cannibalism prevented by space and boredom busters like hanging cabbages. Broodiness encouraged for natural hatching. Economic aspects: chickens provide income through egg sales at roadside stands, supporting family without debt. Environmental impact: low carbon footprint, no chemical runoff. Comparison to modern methods: Amish birds have lower mortality, higher welfare scores. Personal anecdotes from observers: visitors note contented clucking, vibrant plumage. Future of these practices: as younger generations adapt, core principles remain. The sensory experience of consuming poultry and eggs is a multifaceted phenomenon, a complex interplay of aroma, taste, and texture that culminates in the perception of flavor. In the modern food landscape, where efficiency and cost-effectiveness have often taken precedence, the subtle nuances of flavor that arise from traditional, slower, and more nature-integrated methods of farming have, for many, become a distant memory or an altogether novel experience. It is within this context that the chicken and eggs produced by Amish communities have garnered a reputation for being exceptionally flavorful and delicious. This is not a matter of mere nostalgia or clever marketing, but is deeply rooted in a holistic system of agriculture that stands in stark contrast to the prevailing industrial model. The superior taste of Amish poultry products is not attributable to a single factor, but is the cumulative result of a deeply ingrained philosophy of life, a commitment to time-honored agricultural practices, a profound respect for the land and the animals it sustains, and the intricate biochemical processes that are a direct consequence of this unique approach to farming. The Amish way of life, with its emphasis on simplicity, community, and a deep connection to the natural world, provides the foundational context for understanding their agricultural practices. Theirs is a life lived in rhythm with the seasons, a life where the pace is dictated not by the relentless demands of industrial production schedules, but by the natural cycles of growth and renewal. This philosophical underpinning is not an incidental backdrop to their farming, it is the very essence of it. For the Amish, farming is not merely a commercial enterprise, it is a vocation, a way of stewarding the land that has been passed down through generations. This stewardship is characterized by a commitment to sustainability, not as a fashionable trend, but as a practical necessity for preserving their way of life and ensuring the health and productivity of their land for future generations. This worldview translates into a set of agricultural principles that are fundamentally different from those that govern industrial agriculture. Where industrial farming seeks to control and dominate nature through technological intervention, Amish farming seeks to work in harmony with it. This distinction is crucial, for it is this harmonious relationship with the natural world that lays the groundwork for the exceptional quality and flavor of their poultry and eggs. The diet of Amish-raised chickens is perhaps one of the most significant contributors to the superior flavor of their meat and eggs. Unlike their conventionally raised counterparts, who are typically confined to crowded houses and fed a standardized diet of corn and soy-based pellets formulated for rapid growth, Amish chickens are afforded a much more varied and natural diet. The practice of allowing chickens to range freely on pasture is central to the Amish approach. This access to the outdoors provides them with a diverse array of nutrients that are simply absent from the diet of commercially raised birds. As they roam, these chickens engage in their natural foraging behaviors, consuming a rich variety of grasses, legumes, herbs, insects, worms, and seeds. This diverse salad bar of natural foods has a profound impact on the nutritional composition and consequently the flavor profile of both their meat and eggs. The grasses and legumes consumed by pasture chickens are rich in a variety of vitamins and minerals, including vitamins A, E, and various B vitamins. These nutrients are not only essential for the health of the chickens, but also contribute to the nutritional quality of the end product. For instance, the higher levels of vitamin E, a potent antioxidant, in the diet of pasture chickens can help to protect the fats in the meat from oxidation, which can lead to off flavors. Furthermore, the green forage is a significant source of carotenoids, the natural pigments that give a deep, rich yellow-orange color to the yolks of Amish eggs. These carotenoids, such as lutein and zeaxanthin, are not merely colorants, they are also powerful antioxidants that contribute to the overall health benefits of the eggs. More importantly, from a flavor perspective, these compounds can influence the chemical composition of the yolk, contributing to a richer, more complex taste. Scientific studies have demonstrated a direct correlation between the levels of carotenoids in a hen's diet and the sensory perception of yolk flavor. The presence of these compounds derived from a natural forage diet is a key differentiator between Amish eggs and the paler, blander yolks of conventionally produced eggs. The inclusion of insects, worms, and other invertebrates in the diet of Amish chickens adds another layer of nutritional complexity and flavor development. These small creatures are a rich source of high-quality protein and essential amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle tissue. The specific amino acid profile of these natural food sources is different from that of commercially formulated feeds, and this can influence the texture and taste of the chicken meat. Furthermore, insects and worms contain a variety of fats, including omega-3 fatty acids. A diet rich in omega-3s, which are prevalent in green forage and the insects that consume it, leads to a more favorable fatty acid profile in both the meat and the eggs. A higher ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids is not only beneficial for human health, but also contributes to a more desirable flavor. Omega-3 fatty acids, when heated during cooking, can break down into a range of volatile aromatic compounds that are perceived as pleasant and savory. In contrast, an excess of omega-6 fatty acids, which is common in the corn-heavy diets of conventionally raised chickens, can lead to the formation of compounds that are associated with less desirable, fishy, or painty off flavors. The soil itself on a well-managed Amish farm plays a crucial role in the flavor of the poultry. Amish farming practices, which often include crop rotation, the use of natural fertilizers like manure, and the avoidance of synthetic pesticides and herbicides, lead to healthier, more biologically active soils. This healthy soil microbiome supports a greater diversity of plant life in the pasture, which in turn provides a wider range of nutrients and phytochemicals for the chickens to consume. This concept is akin to the idea of terroir in winemaking, where the specific characteristics of the soil, climate, and environment of a particular region are reflected in the flavor and aroma of the wine. In the same way, the unique ecological fingerprint of an Amish farm, with its rich and diverse forage, contributes to a unique and more complex flavor profile in the poultry and eggs produced there. The chickens are, in a very real sense, a product of their environment, and the superior quality of that environment is directly translated into a superior taste experience. Beyond the specific components of their diet, the very act of foraging and moving around has a significant impact on the development and quality of the chicken's muscle tissue. In conventional poultry operations, chickens are bred for rapid growth and are often so heavy that they are largely sedentary. This lack of exercise leads to undeveloped muscles with a soft, often watery texture. In contrast, Amish chickens, which are often of slower-growing breeds and are encouraged to be active, develop firmer, more well-defined muscle fibers. This increased muscle development is not just a matter of texture, it also has a profound effect on flavor. The exercise that these chickens get increases the amount of myoglobin in their muscles. Myoglobin is the protein that stores oxygen in muscle tissue, and it is responsible for the reddish color of dark meat. It is also a key precursor to the rich, savory flavors that are developed during cooking. The more myoglobin a muscle contains, the more flavorful it will be. This is why the dark meat of a chicken, which comes from the more active leg and thigh muscles, has a more intense flavor than the breast meat. The active lifestyle lifestyle of Amish chickens leads to a higher myoglobin content throughout their bodies, resulting in a more flavorful meat overall. Furthermore, the slower growth rate of the chicken breeds often favored by the Amish is another critical factor in flavor development. The modern commercial broiler chicken has been selectively bred to reach market weight in as little as 6 weeks. This unnaturally rapid growth comes at a cost to both the welfare of the bird and the quality of its meat. The muscle fibers in these fast-growing birds do not have sufficient time to mature and develop the complex network of connective tissues and intramuscular fat that contribute to a rich and succulent eating experience. In contrast, slower-growing heritage breeds, or even standard breeds that are allowed to mature at a more natural pace, have the time to develop a more robust and flavorful muscle structure. The collagen in the connective tissues of these older birds breaks down during slow cooking, creating a tender and gelatinous texture that is highly prized by chefs and discerning consumers. The intramuscular fat, or marbling, which has more time to accumulate in slower-growing birds, melts during cooking, basting the meat from within and contributing to a juicier and more flavorful result. This fat also carries many of the fat-soluble flavor compounds that are derived from the chicken's diet, further concentrating the taste of the pasture in the final product. The Maillard reaction and the caramelization of fats are two key chemical processes that occur during the cooking of meat and are responsible for the development of its characteristic roasted and savory flavors. The composition of the meat, which is directly influenced by the chicken's diet and lifestyle, plays a crucial role in the outcome of these reactions. The higher levels of proteins and natural sugars present in the well-developed muscles of Amish chickens provide more raw material for the Maillard reaction to work with, leading to a more complex and intense array of flavor compounds. Similarly, the more favorable fatty acid profile of pasture chicken, with its higher concentration of beneficial fats, contributes to the creation of a more pleasant and aromatic set of volatile compounds when the fat is rendered during cooking. The skin of an Amish chicken, often thicker and with a healthier layer of subcutaneous fat due to its more natural lifestyle, crisps up beautifully when roasted, creating a deliciously savory and crunchy counterpoint to the tender and juicy meat. The superior quality of Amish eggs can also be explained by the same set of principles. The vibrant orange-yellow yolk of a pastured egg is a visual testament to its superior nutritional content, and this nutritional superiority translates directly into a richer and more satisfying flavor. The yolk of an egg is primarily composed of fats and proteins, and the composition of these components is a direct reflection of the hen's diet. The diverse and nutrient-dense diet of an Amish hen, rich in carotenoids, omega-3 fatty acids, and a wide array of vitamins and minerals, leads to a yolk that is not only more colorful but also has a creamier texture and a more complex and eggy flavor. The higher concentration of healthy fats in the yolk contributes to a richer mouthfeel and a more lingering and satisfying taste. The proteins in the egg whites, or albumin, are also of a higher quality, leading to a firmer set when cooked and a less watery texture than is often found in commercially produced eggs. The freshness of Amish eggs is another important factor. Because they are typically sold locally and soon after they are laid, they have not had time to degrade in quality. A fresh egg has a firmer yolk that stands up high and a thicker albumin, both of which are indicative of a superior culinary product. The absence of antibiotics and synthetic hormones in Amish poultry farming is another crucial element that contributes to the purity and quality of the final product. In the industrial poultry system, antibiotics are often used prophylactically to prevent the spread of disease in the crowded and stressful conditions of the confinement houses. While the use of these drugs can increase production efficiency, there are growing concerns about the potential for antibiotic resistance and the presence of drug residues in the meat. From a flavor perspective, the routine use of antibiotics can disrupt the natural gut microbiome of the chickens, which can in turn affect their ability to absorb nutrients and can potentially lead to the development of off flavors. The Amish, with their focus on providing a clean and healthy environment for their animals with plenty of fresh air and sunshine, rely on natural methods to maintain the health of their flocks. This approach not only aligns with their philosophical principles, but also results in a cleaner, more natural-tasting product. Animal welfare, a central tenet of the Amish approach to farming, also plays a significant, though often overlooked, role in the flavor of the meat. Chickens that are raised in a low-stress environment with the freedom to express their natural behaviors are healthier and happier animals. Chronic stress can have a number of negative physiological effects on an animal, including the production of stress hormones like cortisol. Elevated levels of cortisol in the bloodstream can lead to changes in muscle metabolism and can result in a tougher, drier, and less flavorful meat. The calm and unhurried pace of life on an Amish farm, the gentle handling of the animals, and the provision of a natural and stimulating environment all contribute to a significant reduction in stress levels. This commitment to the well-being of the animal is not just an ethical consideration, it is also a key ingredient in the production of high-quality, delicious meat. A happy, healthy chicken is a tasty chicken. In conclusion, the superior flavor of Amish chicken and eggs is not the result of a single magical ingredient or a secret technique. It is the delicious and inevitable outcome of a deeply principled and holistic approach to agriculture that has been refined over centuries. It is a flavor that is born from the soil, nurtured by the sun and the rain, and shaped by the hands of farmers who view their work as a sacred trust. It is the taste of a diverse and natural diet, of a life lived in motion, and of a slow and patient maturation. It is the flavor of a system that values quality over quantity, sustainability over short-term profit, and the well-being of the animal and the land above all else. The rich, savory taste of an Amish-raised chicken and the deep, vibrant flavor of its eggs are a powerful reminder that the way we raise our food has a profound and direct impact on the way it tastes. In a world that is increasingly disconnected from the sources of its sustenance, the Amish provide a living example of how a return to more traditional, nature-integrated farming methods can not only heal our land, but also enrich our tables with flavors that are both timeless and deeply satisfying. The deliciousness of their poultry is not merely a matter of culinary preference. It is a testament to the enduring wisdom of a way of life that has never lost its connection to the earth. The manner in which the Amish sell their chicken and eggs is a direct reflection of their core principles, standing as a quiet but profound critique of the impersonal, highly centralized food systems that dominate the modern world. Their methods of commerce are not born from marketing strategies or a desire to capitalize on the farm-to-table trend, but rather from a deeply ingrained set of religious and cultural values that prioritize simplicity, community, direct accountability, and a tangible connection to the fruits of their labor. This approach is intertwined with their understanding of faith, making the act of selling their poultry products not merely a commercial transaction, but an extension of their stewardship of the land and a fulfillment of their spiritual duties. Their primary sales channels are characterized by their directness and simplicity. Perhaps the most iconic of these is the humble roadside stand, often a simple wooden cart or small unadorned shed located at the edge of the farm property near the road. These stands frequently operate on an honor system, a practice that can seem astonishing to those accustomed to modern retail environments. Freshly gathered eggs, often in repurposed cartons, and dressed chickens, typically chilled in coolers with ice, are left for customers to select. A simple hand-painted sign will indicate the price, and a small secured cash box is provided for payment. This system is predicated on a profound trust in the decency of others and serves a dual purpose. It is a practical method of sale that requires minimal labor, but more importantly, it is a physical manifestation of their belief in living a life of trust and mutual respect, deliberately setting themselves apart from a world they perceive as often requiring suspicion and security. Visiting such a stand is an experience. The transaction is silent, personal, and rooted in an unspoken agreement of fairness between producer and consumer. Another vital artery of Amish commerce is the local farmers market. In towns and cities across the regions they inhabit, the presence of Amish vendors is a hallmark of an authentic market experience. Here, the transaction becomes more personal. Dressed in their plain traditional attire, Amish men and women stand behind tables laden with the bounty of their farms. This setting allows for direct conversation, a crucial element of their business philosophy. Customers can ask questions about how the chickens were raised, what they were fed, and when the eggs were collected. The Amish farmer can answer with first-hand knowledge and quiet confidence, as they were the ones who tended the flock. This face-to-face accountability is paramount and stands in stark contrast to the anonymity of a supermarket, where the origins of a product are often obscured by layers of branding and distribution. The farmers market is one of the primary sanctions interfaces between the Amish community and the non-Amish or English world. It is a space where commerce is conducted on their terms, grounded in the tangible quality of their products rather than sophisticated marketing. Expanding on this direct-to-consumer model, many Amish families also operate small on-farm stores. These are typically more established than a simple stand, often located in a purpose-built structure or a converted section of a barn. These stores offer a wider array of goods, but the principle remains the same. The chain from producer to consumer is as short as it possibly can be.